The story of our planet is a huge and complicated tapestry woven over millions of years. Hidden within its threads are stories of creatures so amazing they almost seem made up. We often think we have a clear picture of this old world, a gallery of well-known giants and ancient beasts. But every now and then, something new is found that changes what we thought we knew, making us redraw the maps of life's long journey. Today, we're going to uncover the secrets of prehistoric creatures that left scientists completely amazed. These aren't just stories of bones and rocks, but discoveries that challenge the very foundation of what we thought we knew about the life that came before us. The ground beneath our feet is like a library of forgotten lives. Every fossil dug up is a new chapter, a whisper from a time so far away it's hard to imagine. For paleontologists, the excitement isn't just in finding a new species, but in those moments when a discovery completely overturns an old idea. It's a process of always finding new things, a humble reminder that what we understand is always changing. The creatures we'll explore show how endlessly creative nature is and how it can always surprise us. They are the odd ones out, the game changers, the fossils that truly shocked the science world. Come with me on this journey into the past to see these moments of big discovery. We'll go from the dusty plains where tyrants roamed to the deep parts of ancient seas that hid giant arthropods. We'll see how hard evidence can bring old bones back to life, painting a picture of the prehistoric world that is much richer, more complex, and way more surprising than we ever thought. Get ready for your view of the past to change as we explore the creatures that truly shocked the world. The Tyrannosaurus Rex. Its very name brings to mind an image of pure power, of a huge, scaly predator that ruled the late Cretaceous period. For over 100 years, this has been the monster in our minds, with its reptile skin shining under the ancient sun. This picture, made stronger in museums and movies, seemed as solid as the fossils themselves. But the Earth holds its secrets tightly, letting them go little by little, and sometimes a tiny, delicate clue can change everything we thought we knew. The story of what the T-Rex really looked like didn't start with a giant skeleton, but with its smaller, older relatives found in China. These fossils, perfectly preserved in fine dirt, showed something amazing: the clear marks of feathers. Animals like Dilong and Yutyrannus, early relatives of T-Rex, were covered in a soft, fuzzy coat. This was a big surprise. If the ancestors of T-Rex had feathers, could the mighty tyrant have had such feathers too? The idea was at first met with doubt. Why would a multi-ton predator living in a fairly warm climate need to be insulated? The image of a scaly, scary lizard was deeply set in both science and popular culture, and proving it wrong needed very strong proof. Even though we haven't found direct fossil proof of feathers on an adult T-Rex, the clues are strong. Skin impressions from different parts of its body show scales, but these are only from small areas. It's now widely thought that young T-Rex probably had soft feathers to keep warm, much like modern bird chicks. As they grew into huge adults, they might have lost most of these feathers, keeping them only in certain spots for display or to recognize their own kind, maybe a feathered crest or a tufted tail. The scary tyrant wasn't just a brute, but a creature with a much more complex and detailed look. A link in a chain of life that connects the most powerful dinosaurs to the birds in our own backyards. Today's arthropods, insects, spiders, crustaceans, are masters of the miniature. They're a vital, though often overlooked, part of our world. But if we travel 400 million years back to the Devonian period, the story was very different. In the murky waters of ancient rivers and swamps lurked an arthropod of terrifying proportions, a creature that dwarfed a full-grown human. This was the Echolopterus rhenanii, a species of sea scorpion, or Eurypterid, whose existence forces us to reconsider the upper limits of invertebrate life. Its discovery wasn't a single complete skeleton, but a puzzle put together over time. The most shocking piece of this puzzle was unearthed in a German quarry in 2007. A single pincer claw measuring an incredible 46 centimeters long. From this single fragment, scientists were able to figure out the creature's full size. The numbers were amazing. The Echolopterus could reach an estimated length of 2.5 meters, or over 8 feet. This made it the biggest arthropod ever known. It was the top predator of its environment, an armored giant that patrolled the murky waters, its powerful claws ready to snatch fish, trilobites, and maybe even early amphibians that came too close to the water's edge. Imagine coming across a creature like that. Its body, a segmented tank of chitin armor, powered by paddle-like limbs, its head with compound eyes, and those formidable crushing claws. It was a true monster from the deep, a testament to a time when invertebrates, not vertebrates, were some of the most fearsome hunters on the planet. The discovery of the Jacalopterus gave us an amazing look into a world where the rules were different, where the ancestors of today's tiny crabs and scorpions were the undisputed kings of their watery domain, a scale of life that's simply impossible in our modern atmosphere with less oxygen. Dinosaurs have long been shown as lonely, rough animals, driven only by instinct. They were seen as cold-blooded reptiles, not able to have the complex social groups we see today in mammals and birds. This idea, though, was built on not having proof. It was just assumed. But in the Badlands of Montana, at a place now called Egg Mountain, a discovery was made in the late 1970s that would forever change how we understand dinosaur behavior. The paleontologist Jack Horner found the nesting grounds of a duck-billed dinosaur he named Maiasaura, which means good mother lizard. The site was a big surprise. It had not only fossilized eggs, but also the remains of babies and young ones, all found inside the nests. The baby dinosaurs were not just born. Their teeth showed signs of wear, meaning they had been in the nest for some time, being fed by their parents. Also, the nests were set up in an organized group, about 7 meters apart, the length of an adult Maiasaura. This was not the work of an animal that just laid its eggs and left. This was clear and sure proof of long-term parental care and complex social nesting behavior, much like a modern seabird colony. This discovery opened the floodgates. Scientists started to look at other sites again and found similar proof across the whole dinosaur family tree. Big tracks showed whole herds of sauropods moving together, with the young ones walking safely in the middle. Fossil groups showed groups of tyrannosaurs, suggesting they might have hunted together. The picture of the lonely, clumsy dinosaur was replaced by a much more active and detailed picture of social animals. They took care of their young, traveled in herds, formed communities. They weren't just mindless monsters, but living creatures with complex social lives, a realization that makes their ancient world feel surprisingly familiar. The story of how flight came to be is one of nature's greatest tales. When we think about the first backboned animals to rule the skies, our minds naturally go to birds, the descendants of dinosaurs. But the sky was claimed long before Archaeopteryx took its first clumsy flight. The real pioneers of flying animals were the pterosaurs, a remarkable group of flying reptiles that appeared over 220 million years ago. They weren't dinosaurs, but a different group that grew up alongside them. Their mastery of the air was an amazing feat of nature's engineering that scientists are still trying to fully understand. Pterosaur wings were unlike anything alive today. They weren't made of feathers, like a bird's, or just stretched skin like a bat's. Instead, their wing membrane, called a patagium, was held up by a single super long fourth finger. This unique body structure allowed for an amazing variety of shapes, from creatures the size of a sparrow to the giant Quetzalcoatlus, a true giant of the skies. With an estimated wingspan of over 33 feet, it was as tall as a giraffe when on the ground, making it the largest flying animal of all time. For years, scientists argued whether these giants could even fly, or if they were stuck to just gliding. But a close look at their bone structure and how they moved through the air has shown a different story. Their bones were hollow and filled with air sacs, which made them incredibly light but strong. Strong flight muscles attached to a special breastbone would have allowed them to launch from the ground and take off into the vast landscapes of the Cretaceous period. They were the undisputed rulers of the Mesozoic skies for over 150 million years, an amazing and successful experiment in evolution that showed, long before birds, that backboned animals could indeed break free from the pull of gravity. Paleontology is the study of extinction. It's a science built on goodbyes, on listing the life that has vanished from our planet forever. The story usually ends with the last fossil found. But in 1938, that story took an unexpected turn in the most dramatic way possible. The curator of a small museum in South Africa, Marjorie Courtenay-Latimer, was inspecting the catch of a local trawler when she saw a most unusual fish. It was big, blue, with fleshy, lobed fins that looked more like primitive legs. She knew it was something special, something no one had ever seen before. She made a sketch and sent it to an expert fish scientist, J.L.B. Smith, who, upon seeing it, experienced a shock of recognition that would spread throughout the scientific world. He identified it as a coelacanth, a type of fish thought to have died out 66 million years ago, along with the dinosaurs. It was like finding a living, breathing triceratops grazing in a field. The coelacanth was a famous index fossil used to date rock layers from the Mesozoic era. Finding one alive was, scientifically speaking, impossible. And yet, there it was. It was a living fossil, a creature that had escaped the net of extinction. The discovery launched a worldwide search for more specimens. It took 14 years before a second coelacanth was found, confirming that the first one wasn't a fluke. We now know they are deep-sea dwellers hiding in underwater caves, a lifestyle that allowed them to survive the huge disaster that wiped out so many other species. The coelacanth is a deep link to our own distant past. Its lobed fins are an early version of the limbs of all land animals with backbones, including us. Its survival is a miracle of sticking around. A ghost from a lost world that swam into the modern age, proving that even in science, some of the best stories are the ones that seem too amazing to be true. The story of life on Earth is one we're always rewriting. Every discovery, from a feathered tyrant to a fish that tricked extinction, adds a new and unexpected paragraph to our planet's big life story. The creatures we've looked at today are more than just old-timey oddities. They're strong reminders that the past isn't a fixed, settled place. It's a changing world of constant new findings, where old beliefs can be knocked down by just one fossil, and where nature's ability to create new and surprising things has no end. The ground under our feet isn't a graveyard, but a library of sleeping stories just waiting for us to find them. This journey of discovery is far from over. There are still huge areas to explore and countless fossils to dig up. What other secrets are locked in the rock? What other creatures, even more amazing than these, are waiting to challenge what we think about how life changed and the history of life itself? The work of paleontologists shows how curious humans are, a never-ending search to put together the puzzle of our planet's past, knowing that the picture will never truly be finished. Every find brings us closer to the truth, but it also shows how much more there is to learn. Our world is a museum, and we've only explored a few of its hallways. The story of prehistory is full of unexpected twists and characters more fantastic than any made-up story. These discoveries remind us that prehistoric life was full of surprises, and there's still so much more to learn. As we keep digging, questioning, and being amazed, we honor the incredible variety of life that came before us and deepen our connection to the long, unbroken chain of existence that has brought us to this very moment. The biggest discoveries, perhaps, are still to come.